In the lush, green heart of Umon village, under the vast African sky, lived two sisters whose bond was the stuff of legends. Oluchi and Chichi were born to loving parents who raised them with tales of courage, love, and unity. Their home, a modest but welcoming compound surrounded by sprawling fields, was a haven of warmth and laughter. From the moment they could walk, Oluchi and Chichi were inseparable, their giggles and playful chatter filling the air like a harmonious melody. Oluchi, the elder sister, possessed a calm wisdom that belied her years. Her gentle demeanor and nurturing spirit made her a beloved figure in the village. She had large, expressive eyes that seemed to hold the secrets of the world and a smile that could soothe even the most troubled soul. Chichi, on the other hand, was a whirlwind of energy and exuberance. Her beauty was undeniable, with her radiant skin and captivating eyes, and her laughter was infectious. Together, they balanced each other perfectly, embodying the yin and yang of sisterhood. As they grew, Oluchi and Chichi shared everything: dreams, fears, and secrets whispered under the ancient baobab tree that stood at the center of their village. They dreamt of the future, of love, marriage, and children, always imagining their lives intertwined. Their parents, proud of their daughter's bond, often spoke of how fortunate they were to have such loving children. When Oluchi reached the age of 20, she married Namdi, a kind and hardworking farmer. Namdi's love for Oluchi was deep and unwavering, and their wedding was a grand celebration that brought the entire village together. Chichi, then 18, was overjoyed for her sister, dancing with abandon and cheering louder than anyone else. Despite Oluchi moving to her marital home, the sisters remained close, visiting each other often and sharing their lives as they always had. 2 years later, Chichi married Emeka, a prosperous trader whose charisma and business acumen were well known in the region. Their wedding was another joyous event, and soon after, Chichi announced her pregnancy. The village erupted in celebration, showering Chichi with gifts and blessings. When the time came for her to give birth, Auntie Ifeoma, their mother's sister, came to assist her. Auntie Ifeoma, though respected, harbored a hidden bitterness. She had always envied the close bond between Oluchi and Chichi, and now saw an opportunity to sow discord. As she cared for Chichi, Auntie Ifeoma began to whisper insidious thoughts into her niece's ear, planting seeds of doubt and jealousy. "Chichi," she would say, "have you ever wondered why Oluchi hasn't had a child yet? Perhaps she is envious of you. Maybe there's a reason she hasn't been blessed." At first, Chichi dismissed these comments, but over time, the poison began to take root. The bond she shared with Oluchi started to fray, and her heart, once filled with love for her sister, became clouded with suspicion and resentment. When Chichi gave birth to a beautiful daughter named Ada, the village celebrated once more. Oluchi was among the first to visit, bringing gifts and blessings for the new mother and child. But instead of joy, Chichi met Oluchi with coldness, her words laced with mockery. "Look at you, Oluchi," Chichi sneered. "Still no child of your own. Perhaps you're not meant to be a mother." Oluchi was taken aback, her heart breaking at the cruelty in her sister's voice. She tried to reach out to understand what had changed, but Chichi's attitude only grew harsher. Every visit was met with more taunts, each word a dagger to Oluchi's heart. Despite the growing animosity, Oluchi remained kind and patient. She confided in Namdi, who comforted her and reassured her of their love. Together, they prayed for a child, hoping that one day their dream would come true. The village elders, aware of the rift between the sisters, offered counsel and support, but the damage seemed irreversible. Years passed, and Chichi's bitterness only deepened. She took every opportunity to humiliate Oluchi, often in public, reducing her sister to tears. The once vibrant and joyous Chichi became consumed by jealousy and spite, her heart hardened by the venomous words of Auntie Ifeoma. Then, one fateful morning, Oluchi felt an unusual flutter in her belly. Her heart raced as she hurried to the village healer, who confirmed what Oluchi had hardly dared to hope: she was pregnant. Overwhelmed with joy, Oluchi and Namdi thanked the gods for their blessing. The news spread quickly, and the village erupted in celebration once more. When Chichi heard of Oluchi's pregnancy, her reaction was far from joyous. Her face twisted with anger and jealousy, and a dark wish took root in her heart. She prayed that Oluchi's child would not survive, consumed by the bitterness that had taken over her soul. Months passed, and Oluchi's pregnancy progressed smoothly. She radiated happiness, her joy evident to all who saw her. The village prepared for the arrival of her baby with great anticipation, while Chichi isolated herself, her heart a maelstrom of envy and malice. Finally, the day arrived. Oluchi went into labor, and the village gathered outside her home, waiting anxiously. After hours of labor, the cries of a newborn filled the air. Oluchi had given birth to a healthy baby boy. The village erupted in celebration, but the joyous occasion was marred by a sudden tragedy. At the exact moment Oluchi's son was born, Ada, Chichi's beloved daughter, fell ill. Despite the healer's best efforts, Ada's condition worsened rapidly, and within hours, she passed away. Chichi's world shattered. The dark wish she had harbored came crashing down upon her, and she realized the gravity of her actions. Grief-stricken and consumed by guilt, Chichi secluded herself, unable to face the village or her sister. The once vibrant and joyous woman was now a shadow of her former self, haunted by the consequences of her jealousy. In the weeks that followed, Oluchi, despite her own joy, felt a deep sorrow for her sister. She could not bear to see Chichi suffer, knowing the pain of losing a child. One day, gathering her strength, Oluchi visited Chichi's home. As she stood at the threshold, she called out to her sister, her voice trembling with emotion. "Chichi, my dear sister, I am here for you. Let us heal together." Chichi, frail and broken, emerged from the shadows. Her eyes were filled with tears as she fell to her knees, begging for forgiveness. Oluchi rushed to her side, embracing her tightly. The sisters wept together, their tears washing away the bitterness and pain that had separated them. From that day on, Oluchi and Chichi began the journey of healing. The village, moved by their reconciliation, rallied around them, offering support and love. Oluchi's son, named Chukwumeka, became a symbol of hope and renewal. Chichi, though she would always mourn Ada, found solace in caring for her nephew and in the unconditional love of her sister. Years passed, and the bond between Oluchi and Chichi grew stronger than ever. They became a source of inspiration for the villagers, embodying the power of forgiveness and the enduring strength of sisterhood. Together, they honored Ada's memory by establishing a village school in her name, ensuring that her spirit lived on through the education and empowerment of future generations. The moral lesson of this story teaches us that jealousy and resentment can destroy even the closest relationships, but forgiveness and love have the power to heal and restore them. Embracing compassion and understanding, even in the face of deep hurt, can lead to redemption and unity.